Banami Kada, Banami Yazay, Bakshayan Dain, Bakshayan Yazgar, Meherbain. Shnot Rauri Mazdao, Dimas Setayash Mazdao, Yodao Mazishtan, Yazeta, Shim, Bahu, Vahishte, Mastin, Ushtal, Stin, Ushtal, Maya, Tashai, Vahishtai, Shem. Banami Yazdai, Navramazda, Kadaya, Vazuni, Kurze, Korea, Vazayan. Atesh Dadgadar Farazama Gnapate Pashe Manum Aza Harvastin Dushmatain. Okay, Avash Pashimain was Sega Vashni, Papatate home. Usmayuzalish Vaurar, Menti, Division of Raspenishka, Minimas Davunguya Zavada, Ashens Magomananda, Seratun of Fedra, which a shadi to Shimoin, Yavia Bifra, Bashatrayo, Real, Mishishmanango, Prospendar, Mitishania, Election Yai, other times at Tushla and Westit Kakeo, Nelly Portatim, and Angascham, Girishmasdain. Shotnaya Shaya Chokdakia, Saroshin Shatrin Chime. Schnot Rauri Mazdown, Masatinatish, Mazdown, Damazishan, Yazatashim, Bohuvashte Mastin, Wishtasi, Shtam, Maya, the Shai, Vishtai, Shame, Ashim, Bohuvashte Mastin, Shtasi, Shtam, Maya, the Shai, Vishtai, Shame, Ashim, Bohuvashte Mastin, Shtasi, Shtam, Maya, the Shai, Vishtai, Shame. Fravrani Mazdi Snoza Kushmish Video Natakisho. Uzirina Shawni Shiva to be a sniper, Manchas not Rancher, Persisting Chai, Fraud to be right a Q Mancha, Shawni Shiva to be a sniper, Manchas not Rancher, Persisting Chai. Athrorim is dog with the Vatish, with Rorim is dog, Rorim is dog with Tray. Karinanga Savangam is the doctor here, and Karinam is Dr. Nankavi, Karinangam is the doctor here, Rorim is dog with Tray. Kavoish House Ravanga, Varoish House Ravanga, Stamanta, Varoish was the doctor, Chajish, Varoish was the doctor, Kavye Chakarangam was the doctor, Athrorim was dog with Tray. Ravante, Varoish was the doctor, Kavye Chakarangam was the doctor, Athrorim was dog with Tray. Artash spent the Tish Taran, is at the Polo Karanga, is at the Polo Vishes, Athrorim was dog with Tray. Mother Spavia, Artravia, Shatan, the Fedronaria, Sangain is at the head. Schnotra is nature, Mancha, Schnotranger, Persisting Chain. Yatahum Venio Zalta from Emerute, Tire, Shashin Hachafara, Ashova with Val Marutu. Yes, Mincha, Mincho, Beretin, Choshtaberetin, Chavantaberetin, Chafrina, Mitavatish, Putroli, Mazdown. Yes, Niahivam, yes, Neviam, Yamana, Mushakana, Mushtaba, my name, yes, it was a prize I pay. Ice was a stove, ice was a stove, how was a stove, how was a stove. Right, yes, maybe I like the body, we are later, between we are later, person we are financial, we are the money, we are put our name is down. Sauja be in a money, Mat Sauja be in a money, Rauchari be in a money, Wakshata be in a money, the Chetapiz of our name, Opasuran Fashaket, Mother Suria, Dunya Fashaket, Toin. Dial me out, put our name is down, so Katre Masu Triti, Masu Jitim, Pauru Katram, Pauru Triti, Pauru Jitim, Steams upon a Kashvim. His Vamunush, the Basara Masitamazan, Mapariat, and the young Pastrika, Hamverim. It was a Nama Farian Vishamashnam, the Shapnam, Chasi, the Garden, the Shamas, Nam present in Kasharazine. Vyakanam Hom, Radam Baba Vasavijim, Haviram, Yam, Ifadayat, Namani, Chervi, Saint Chess, and Tumchat, Lakim Cher, and Gusa Sting Chai. Dial me out, Putraurim is Diamond, the Prasanga, the Vichatai, the Ishtemo, Shonam, Rocham Games, Pokatrim. Zazebe Vangauch is the Vangauch, Slava Hirne, General Yavangeris, Fabius, Sustain, Variety, Ash, Arabia, Pashaka, Shatnim, Jesulimcha, Whisper Hatches, Zate, Overetim, Josh, Redim, Chapantaveretim, Speaker Mine. Vispanam Paracharintam Artes Zastradi Chimaka Shibata Frechetvo, Armesha Datrim Spentenis Megatakim Hantem Ratishtarim, Artishan Verities Membashavertim Barisma Worship Respectim, Uvaram Wagner Patama Hyperstred of Night Yatish Mazalish Natadish Hadangum, Upatwak Shadiush Matwapaven and Barutas Upatwa, Veris Vachamano, Veris Vatichai, Akshatanguyo, Rakshanguya, Gejigi, Shout out Shapano, Yajalamatura, Freemanim, Young Michael Georges, Perishta, Shemilage, Yos Doubtime. Yatahu, Berian, Tire, to Shachi, and Chavungi, which is doubling, go shot in the night, which must die. Shatring Charayan, in the leg of Yoda Vasta, in Tahu, Berian, Tire, to Shachi, Hachai. Vange, which is doubling, go shot in the night, which must die. Shatring Charayan, in the leg of Yoda Vasta. Yes, name Chavam, name Chav, just says a very chalk free naming. Atro Remus Dow, put third of Artish, put Remus Dow, Atro Remus Dow, put third. Karinango, some gums the dark, the Herinam, Karnamas Dantanam, Kavi, Chakernam was the dark, the Atro Remus Dow, put third. Kavoish, Hoslavangavarish, Hoslavangas, Naminta Garoish was the dark to him. Chajish Devarish was the dark to him, Kavi, Chakernam was the dark to him, Atro Remus Dow, put third. Raven Tegaroish was the dark name, Kavi, Chakernam was the dark name, Atro Remus Dow, put third. Altash, Spinter, Tishtar, Zeta, Portran, the Zeta, Porvish, Atro Remus Dow, put third. Matar, Spavio, Atra, Shatran, Pedro, Nelios, and Gain, Zeta, Haim. Hashem, Vahu, Vahishte, Mastim, Star, Mai, Yet a Shine, Vahishta, Hashem. Hashem, Vahu, Vahishte, Mastim, Star, Mai, Yet a Shai, Vahishta, Hashem, Vahu. Vahishte maskim star, Mai, the Shai Vahishta, Shem. Ataya, Trinaraj, Gavante Mashause, Maya Shishima, Vantem, Stoida, Painting, Chitravangim, Atmasgara, Vishente, Zashtai, Zarishtai, Nukim, Shem, Vahu, Vahishte maskim, Star, Mai, the Shai Vahishta, Shem. Ammayas Karenis, Maitan Vodra, Kati, Maitan Vodas, Davari, Maitan Vodra, Ammai Shitim Baru Kadram, Mayas Namche Pleasantim, Ammai the Regam, the Rego Jitim, Ammai Vishtem, Shonam, Rajam Games, Pokatrim, Atajam Yayata, Freedom, Yashim, which does steam star, Steve Star, Mai, the Shai, Yashim, Hazangarim Decision, Ambai, Decision, Hazangarim Decision, Ambai, Decision, Hazangarim Decision, Ambai, Decision, Shim, which does steam star, Steve Star, Mai, the Shai, Yashim. Jasami Avangim has died, Jasami Avangim has died, Jasami Avangim has died. Amahim Dashtim Ra Devil Tagna with Hata Heaven and Theoshapur Tato, Ramno Castra Vanya Shapurake, the Darkinish Tamai. I tate Vanyat Stispenta Minium Tavashin Kadati Zavani Karnizavani, the Regukat, Hey, Ashimbo, Steam Star, Maya, the Shai Vishtai Shim. Kerfemus Dagnagazarish Narakuna Shaya Wang Dushamram, Kerfe Mavian Yaktakishwar Zamin Penai, Rudrana Kashit Balabundi and Beresai, a show big days in Yatajam Yanyata, Freedom, Yashimbo, Ishtem Steve Shtam, Maya, the Shai Vishtai Shim, Rosnik Namrus, Patnamrus Mubarak, Mino Ram, Mahin Mubarak, Kordalami Shaspen, Gahi, Uzirin. Namaz Dadari behind Dama Shnot Raurim is thou. Nemasati Atashmas Dal, Damas Ishling is at the Shimbo, Ishtamaskim Stam, Maya, the Shai Vishtai Shim. Grizi Korea, Zanya Ratish, not God, Farai. Adaran Shapirus, Garadan, Vishas Father, Korada, Grizim, Mehera, Vayadana, Shenki, Ganesha, State, Grizi Korea, Zanya. Mino Karkamavan, the Pidos Gramavan, the Pidos Geradan, Bemasing is none, no died by Gofringani, but of the Kishway, the Minated buying. Manana, Shiden, Manana, Shiden, a shawny shame, but Washington, a steam class, Stalmai, yet a shine, a Hishtai, a shame. Dada, behind the name of Sing, Snida, is a Christian, a Sham, Serishta, Visura, the shawny shame, Babu. Washington, a steam Stalmai, the shy, Hishtai, shame. Nemor Vairevum was the Hatani Shawny Shimbo, which them steam Stalmai, yet a shine, Hishtai, a shame. Snot rolling was down, and something out there was down, and down was Ishtan is at the shame, Babu, which they must steam, which all the steam Stalmai, yet a shine, Hishtai, a shame. Benami Kutar, Benami, the Zed, Shine, Neighbor Shine is good, Meherbain. Nam Setayash Normas, the Mobed Amas, the Mobed Nami is this, Penaminan, Minazes, Kodesh, Namagramas, the Kodai, Maestra Tavala, Madame, Convertano, Cover, Shidara, this time, Namazus, Perseveral, Dastian, Kia, Fever, Pekishikambati, Zordana, Vertasha, Mishaspan, down over Vicious, Vendoshin, Vishtaman, Ogardas, Manu Kurtava, Babi, Satarevashta, Nabal, the Rayava, Kishizamino, Gustan, Kashista. Omer Dumu is a Shnaniash at the Gati, Mekadaza, Gati, Adeshna, Matupadash, Velenda, Sherish, Hankaim, Lying, Darish, Daman, Palakman, is a Shnepa, is divine. Namaz is Praga, Shakavar, Kishmares, Pazantush, the Spita, Mine, Show, Marohai, Asha, Shaidaman, Danish, Nevalashnas, Nikradi, Gosute, Kiradi, Shirani, Darish, Pahastana, Buddha, Medine. From the Matlas Pintaku Bedrovan, Bulgarish as the Zagvada, Pelmakan, Russian, and Ovemanikesh, Pafarmanito Kava, Pafarmanito Kava, Paligamina, Mogoyama, Verzaim, Dina Viziasto, and Home Park, Fela, Chevisto Bazaliza, Hokurashasi, the Kunashni, Parazashni, Fox, Zorani, Genmanashni, Novashni, Ovido, Shokirai, Pakami, the Gefega, Kavan, Karavatish, Nagabimanashni, Begavashni, Verzashni. Vashaim Rahi Roshan Kiuna Rasal Giran Kazar Badigan Pachkandra Rasaman Vesta Purboye, Harvis Pepesi de Makarange, Setayash Navakshida Kodaku Kami Kerfe Padesh Nikunenda Farman Rainy Darain, Avadum Bujit Davandana Just Dazakabi Zevinare Vispine, Setayash Nedada Ramas Dalvis Pagai Tavana Tavanger, Haftami Shaspenda Beram Yazet Pirus Gardishman Zarami Tashte Verisign. Hashem Vishtam Steve Mani, the Shai Vishtai, Hashem, Setayash Nedada, Ramasdarvis Padai, Tavan Garaptami Shaspendai, Beran Yazet Pios Garishman Zararam Tashne Beresai, Hashem Vishtam Steve Mani, Yet the Shai Vishtai, Hashem, Setayash Nedada, Ramasdarvis Padai, Tavan Garaptami Shaspendai, Beran Yazet Pios Garishman Zararam Tashne Beresai, Hashem Vahu. Vahishtai Mastim Shta, Mani, the Shai Vishtai, Hashem. Banami, Kutar, Banami, Yazay, Bakshayin, Day Bakshayin, Yazgar, Meherbain. Yatahun, Velio, Atai, Retul, Shashachi, Hachawun, Hivish, the Zaman, Go, Shataram, Hivish, Mazai. Shatrim Jarayan, the Leg of Yoda, Bastarin, Tahu, Velio, Atai, Retul, Shashachi, Hachawun, Hivish, the Zaman, Go, Shataram, Hivish, Mazai. Shatrim Chaurayam, the Leg of Yoda, Bastarim, Thunderusting days, Ivashni Avan, Koren, Garishin, Dal is done, no one is done, Egiptian of Tami Shaspendine, Miezdarushan, Hamid, the sign. Indo Yabain, in Koyabarami, and the Kassain, Raza, Tushtalin, Shabare, in Baliabari, Kuda, and the Adam Rai, Hamai, and Jumin Rao. Samesta Jumin Raba, Farzindain, Hazar Sal, Dev Vidar, Shad Vidar, Tandarusti Vidar, Ivan Vidar, Barsar Zania, Salai, Vishyavakanai, Vishumar Bakia, Pain, Vedahai, Sal Hazarain, Hazar Afrin Bai, Sal Kujastain Bai, Rose Farok Bai, Mahamubarak Bai, Chandan Sal, Chandan Rose, Chandan Madisyar, Sal Zani, Yuzashne, Vania, Yashne, Varani Vazor Barashne, Shindara Valyama, Karo, Kirfin High, Tandarustin Bahai, Nakin Bai, Kubbaregan, Baregan, Teres Bai, Payuzdan, Vami, Shaspandain, Kami Bai, Dhain Vine, Putra Vine, Yushya Vine, Lakshmi Vine, Vriddhi Vine, Vidya Vine, Vijay Vine, Rojin Vine, Charitra Vine, Shukrana, Dada, Yakin, Yakbeshak, Beguman, Ekpapin, Mazda, Yasmin, Zartushtra, Spita Vine, Ashone, Hashem, Vahum, Vahishtai, Mastin, Shta, Mai, Yatashai, Vahishtai, Hashem. Indians. From the people, you don't have to. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would just like to end today by giving a very short explanation on the boy ceremony that I just performed today. So, essentially, fire was always considered something very useful, right from the pre-Zoroastrian times when we were in the cold Iranian or central steppes of what today would be Russia, and coming from the cold mountains as a civilization. We always used fire in all our day-to-day activities and always created our fire and had it always burning in our houses. So instead of having a microwave oven and a cooker like we would have today, we would always have the fire burning back in there. So what we performed today as part of the boy ceremony is first reciting the litany to the fire, or the Atashniniyaj, where we praise fire for being the best form of energy that it is, but also for giving us the warmth and the reason for us surviving in this universe. So without energy, of course, the universe would cease to exist. So the Atashniniyaj just praises the fire for all the different things that it benefits us. And the next prayer that I recited was a Dua Naam Setayash Gah, a more modern version of a benediction prayer. And finally, we ended with the very famous Pazin Tandurusti, Tan meaning body, Durusti meaning health, a prayer for the health and well-being of the body, which goes as follows. So righteousness is, to perform any righteous tasks, strength of the body is absolutely essential, health of the body is absolutely essential. So we pray for the health and well-being of all of our living participants of the ceremony. But not only them, we also pray for all the citizens of this land, the head of the state, the ruler of the land, and then we say all the people who sometimes are mentioned by names within your Jashan ceremonies when you recite the Tandurusti. And you say, may they live for 1,000 years full of joy and health. May the day be auspicious, the year memorable, and the month very fruitful. And then, of course, when the Parsis migrated from Iran to India, they added a little Sanskrit Tandurusti towards the end, which again is recited at the Iran Shatash Biram Udwara, and it goes as follows. May you be blessed with wealth that brings with it much happiness, physical strength, physical success, and most importantly, a good character. And we thank Zarathustra for spreading the philosophy of the Mazda Yasni faith, or the wisdom worshipping faith. And we thank Zarathustra and hopefully we will imbibe that philosophy into our day-to-day lives. So, as it may be so, even as we pray. And for some of our friends who might have not been to a boy ceremony in India, a boy ceremony happens at all the 5 periods of what we would call a Zoroastrian day, where at the change of the watch, or when it's basically in a fire temple context, it allows the priest to constantly monitor the fire and feed the fire 5 times a day at least, if not more, but also it allows people to come together as well if they did want to attend a ceremony at a fire temple, and it will always be done at the start of the period of the day. And back in the day, I think these periods were made, and as good Zoroastrians, we were supposed to be praying in all 5 periods of the day, called the Farajiyat, or the obligatory prayers, which I guess is just about us staying on the right path and reminding ourselves to strengthen our conscience and keep on staying on the right path. So that's why people in the olden days used to have a short Farajiyat, or obligatory prayer, at the start of every day, and the boy ceremony marks that start as well. So I think the gaze would be from sunrise to 12 in the afternoon, from 12 to 3, from 3 to sunset, from sunset to midnight, and from midnight to sunrise. So that was the significance, a little bit of the boy ceremony. Thank you. I think that concludes. I think there might be a few more refreshments at the bottom. I'm sure there's some left. And if anyone wants to take a few parcels home, maybe